Hello, I'm Reverend Michael Mugford, and I'm part of the ministry team at Cole Harbour Woodside United Church, along with the Reverend Krista Elizabeth Wynne, and I am pleased to share this spiritual reflection with you today. For a few years now, I have enjoyed the artwork of David Hayward, who bills himself as the Naked Pastor. In the About section of his website, he writes, "After 30 years in the church, he left ministry to pursue his passion for art. Naked Pastor uses words and images to challenge the status quo, deconstruct dogma, and offer hope for those who struggle and suffer under it." End quote. I find his cartoons, his art, his message a challenge to the status quo of our modern sense of religion or church. It's often poignant and refreshing, and it makes me think. And I believe thinking about what we believe is a good thing. One cartoon that caught my eye this week is an image of two people sitting together over a table and a cup of coffee. And one says to the other, "I believe, but sometimes I don't." To which the second person replies, "That's weird, because I don't believe, but sometimes I do." In the blog section of this particular drawing, Hayward writes, "Our differences are ripples on the surface of the deeper current of reality, our fundamental connection." End quote. When I speak to people and they find out that I'm a United Church minister, I sometimes get kind of a funny reaction. They'll say, "Oh, that's nice. I don't believe in God." I don't use the same words that perhaps David Hayward used in the cartoon, but I do share with people the fact that my faith, my understanding of God, uh, who I understand Jesus to be, my perception of the Bible, all of those things are always evolving. They're always changing, and I hope they're always growing. I look back on my beliefs as a teen, as a young adult, when I became a spouse and a parent, and I can see what I believe to be growth in my personhood. In all of this, I answer to the person who isn't really sure they want to talk to a minister that I believe in God, but then I invite them to tell me about the God that they don't believe in. I often assure them that sometimes I don't believe in that God either. Sometimes that elicits a laugh or a smile, but every once in a while it opens a door to a further conversation. And I don't know if I've ever changed anyone's mind, but I believe I have opened the door just a crack to let them see that Christianity and faith are a spectrum, a rainbow, if you will, of understanding and beliefs, of things that cannot be fully known by us at this time. Paul tells the church in Corinth, "For we know only in part, but when the complete comes, the partial will come to an end. When I was a child, I spoke, thought, and reasoned like a child. When I became an adult, I put an end to childish ways. Now I know only in part, but then I will know fully, even as I have been fully known." We allow ourselves to journey and to learn and to grow in so many aspects of our lives. Why can't we learn and grow and change in our faith lives as well? Why is it seen to be wrong to put aside explanations and understandings of God that, while they were sufficient when we were children, are no longer able to match our intellect, our experience, our reason? Does not God want us to grow and to know fully as God knows fully? A God who would demand I hold a simplistic, untried, unexplored faith is not a God I want to follow. The God I do follow does not, I believe, desire that for me, or for any wonderfully beautiful human creatures that bear the divine image. We are allowed to question. We are allowed to wonder, and we are allowed to doubt. I have told members of the congregations that I have served over the last 20 years, that the opposite of faith is not doubt. The opposite of faith is certainty. Because with certainty, there is no room for trust, for hope, for depth. Once we are certain about gravity, there is no need to explore it further. Doubt, however, questioning, however, allows us to explore, to find truth, to gain experience, and to grow as mature people of faith. Doubt calls us to look inward at what we know and what we think we know, and leads us to greater truth, God's greater truth, if we are willing to walk that path. So, to go back to David Hayward, it is good to believe, but doubt is also good. It's good to have doubt and find belief. Just some thoughts for today. Peace.